On today's exclusive, I want us to do a short story. Chichi has spoken. Chichi has granted some interviews, and I want us to look into it. It's a storytelling moment. I'm not going to take your time. I'm not going to be the subject of discussion. Let's make Chichi the subject of discussion today. All right. She spoke about her treatment or the treatment meted to her by South Africans, her journey to Miss Universe Nigeria, winning the crown, and then moving to Miss Universe World, and then being the first runner-up in that proceeding and the second position respectively. Now, I want the interview to be the subject of discussion. Let's watch it, and then when we come back, I'm going to sign out of here.
Chidima Additional, welcome back home.
Thank you so much.
How did you feel when you got to the last 12, then you progressed to the last 5, then it was you and Denmark standing on that stage? What was going on in your mind then? Did you think you were going to get that far?
Honestly, I think I'm still processing all the things that happened. I felt like I was only going to make top 30, and I was actually okay with it. You know, I put it in my heart and I was like, I'm just happy I'm going to make top 30. And when I made top 12, I was like, oh my word, like I made it this far. And I was actually really happy because I got to go to the evening gown rounds, and I had no expectations whatsoever for top 5. So for me to hear my name in top 5, I was like, oh wow, like this is real. And this is like the main thing, the question rounds, what actually determines the winner.
Right, so it's a beautiful afternoon, a beautiful day, a wonderful Wednesday, basically. Let's do the needful. Let's do this together. Chichi has been done and dusted, or Chichi is done and dusted with the Miss Universe thing, Miss Universe World thing. We all know she's been crowned as Miss Universe Oceania and Africa, the second most beautiful lady in the world. After returning, I shared the warmth reception, all right, ushered to her by the Niger, people in Nigeria as a country, and it's been marvelous. All right, Chichi did not win the first position, but basically she is making the waves and she's basically raking in the attention. All right, guys, welcome to TJ Studios. All right, I am Oluwa TJ, I am Emeka, and I am Folaren. On today's exclusive, I want us to do a short story. Chichi has spoken. Chichi has granted some interviews, and I want us to look into it. It's a storytelling moment. I'm not going to take your time. I'm not going to be the subject of discussion. Let's make Chichi the subject of discussion today. All right. She spoke about her treatment or the treatment meted to her by South Africans, her journey to Miss Universe Nigeria, winning the crown, and then moving to Miss Universe World, and then being the first runner-up in that proceeding and the second position respectively. Now, I want the interview to be the subject of discussion. Let's watch it, and then when we come back, I'm going to sign out of here.
Chidima Additional, welcome back home.
Thank you so much.
How did you feel when you got to the last 12, then you progressed to the last 5, then it was you and Denmark standing on that stage? What was going on in your mind then? Did you think you were going to get that far?
Honestly, I think I'm still processing all the things that happened. I felt like I was only going to make top 30, and I was actually okay with it. You know, I put it in my heart and I was like, I'm just happy I'm going to make top 30. And when I made top 12, I was like, oh my word, like I made it this far. And I was actually really happy because I got to go to the evening gown rounds, and I had no expectations whatsoever for top 5. So for me to hear my name in top 5, I was like, oh wow, like this is real. And this is like the main thing, the question rounds, what actually determines the winner. And I did not prepare myself mentally to say, okay, I'm going to answer questions or anything. So to see myself in the top 2 was really an incredible moment for me, because I was like, is this me? Like, is this happening? I remember when they told us to move forward, I literally cried, and I was like, okay, no, you can't cry. Like, you have to just, hold it back a little bit. But I think it was just all those emotions that were crowded within me just really just wanted to come out and release. But also it was such a proud moment for me. That's why I was like, okay, this is huge. Like, this is really huge.
And did you expect the level of support you got from fans across the world, across the continent, during your time in Mexico?
I did not expect it at all. In fact, I was actually really scared because a lot of the countries had so many supporters. When we would walk down, everyone's like screaming their countries and no one would scream Nigeria. But I had to remind myself that you're still worthy, you're still capable. Just showcase yourself, put Nigeria out there, and I know you can do it. And I'm really proud that I got to put Nigeria on the stage.
And you wrote a heartfelt note after you became Miss Universe Africa and Oceania to Nigeria specifically and Africa. You said Nigeria picked you up at your lowest, and on days you were ready to give up on your life, they picked you up. Those are very strong words.
It was a very emotional one for me. I literally even cried after because I was like, this journey has been so hard, and I don't think a lot of people understood what I really went through. I think most times I tried to open up about it, but I was also trying not to say much or to offend people, so I just really tried to cover it up as well. So for me, just like getting to that stage, I was so proud, and knowing that I had such a tremendous amount of support, not only from Nigerians, but from Africa. It was just an overwhelming experience because I was like, never once did I think I would receive this love and support, and it felt so refreshing to actually feel so loved and so accepted.
The last time we spoke, you said you were not okay. I'd like to ask, how are you holding up now?
It's still not okay. I think I'm a lot better than what I was before. I think before I was just like really hiding it a lot, and I was like, nah, I'm okay. But I had to acknowledge it. And I think I really did a great job, and I used that little lost strength that I had, and I'm glad that it's all done. So now I can just sit back and just be like, okay, you know what? It's time to focus on you. I need to focus on myself. I need to focus on my mental health, and I think that's really important right now.
Yeah, and have you seen the therapist yet?
Not yet. Now that I'm back, that's something that I'm definitely looking forward to, so I can just unbox all those emotions.
And your parents, how did they feel about your journey and your placing and your win? Were they there in Mexico with you?
No, they were not in Mexico, but they were definitely watching from South Africa. It was such an emotional one for them because I literally video called them, and they were so happy, they were so proud, and they were crying because they were like, oh my word, you've been through so much and we never thought that you were this strong and you still wanted to do this, because there were so many times where they kept on saying, like, just leave it, like, don't worry, better things will come. And I was like, listen, there's nothing better that can come. This is my moment. And they were just really so proud of me.
And while you were in Mexico, South Africa Home Affairs said that they were going to retrieve or withdraw your ID documents and your mother. How did you react to that?
I mean, it was also emotional for me because I was like, oh my God, again? Like, am I going to go through the same process again? I actually felt like I was sort of like withdrawing and getting back into those emotions that I went through the first time. But I know that now this whole competition is done, that's something that I'll also focus on right now.
You address it? You said the last time we spoke that it was a legal issue, that you were not going to speak on that.
Yes, I think as well people are really interested in the story. And like I said, I haven't been home. I haven't heard anything. I haven't sat down with a lawyer or anything. So I can't just say things that I'm not really prepared for. So once I get everything sorted out, it's definitely something that I'll open up with and give people clarity on.
And home is where now?
Nigeria.
Oh, great. So as Miss Africa and Oceania, I got a couple of questions. People asking, what does that mean? What would that entail? What will you be doing?
So we all have different titles. We will be flying out to different countries and having different projects that we'll be doing in these specific countries. We haven't been given clarity yet as to what exactly we'll be doing, but we know for sure that we'll be traveling a lot of countries together and we'll be doing a lot of projects together. And I'm really glad that I get to be that representation for Africa.
And what does this mean? This win mean for you generally?
It means a lot. I think it was really worth it because I think I was actually just like, okay, I want to get the crown, I want to get the crown. But then I think I was so focused on not being stopped and not being laughed at and people saying, no, you're not going to win, you're not going to be this. I was really focused on that. But then I think throughout the whole process, I was like, listen, it's not even about that anymore. Like, you've been through so much, you've learned so much, you've grown so much. I feel like you should really focus on a lot more than just wanting the crown. Obviously, all of us want the crown, but there's only one winner, and we are 125. So I had to really focus my mind on just like making sure I achieve what I really wanted to, and I actually exceeded my top 30. For me, I was just like, top 30, I'm good. So the fact that I exceeded my expectations, I'm really proud of myself.
And what next for Chidima Adesina?
What's next? It's definitely not pageantry. I am putting pageant to bed right now, but I am going to focus more on my education and obviously establishing who Chidima is, more into runways, more into acting. So many things that I would like to touch on and actually really see where my potentials can go to. So yeah, really looking forward to that.
This is something that came up again and again. Chidima, where did Adesina come from?
It's my name. It's my surname. It's part of who I am. And yeah, there's really nothing much to say about it.
All right, so guys, it's been a wonderful ride. It's been an awesome ride. We are now currently looking forward to what Chichi will give us and the project she'll be embarking on. Like I said, it's going to be a wonderful ride, and I look forward to us being part of it. Salute to Chichi, salute to Africa and everybody. I'm not going to take your time today. Subscribe to my channel if you loved and enjoyed the interview, and let's do this together. All right. My name has always been Emeka, Oluwa TJ Chukwu Emeka, and Imaswen. I salute you and peace out.